Hey everyone, welcome back to the Watch Your Style channel. It's been a really long time since I've made my last video. This is a channel where we just talk about all sorts of watches. We talk about luxury watches, we talk about mid-tier, we talk about entry level, we talk about micro brands. This is a judgment-free zone for horologists from all walks of life. So welcome back to the channel. And if you follow my channel, you'll know that I'm a huge fan of Tudor. Obviously, the flagship for the Tudor brand, they've almost kind of been ridiculed, and now they're called the Black Bay Company because they have so many Black Bays, from the Black Bay Chronograph to the Black Bay Pro to the Black Bay 58s, and now the Black Bay 54. They have their classic Black Bay 36 and 41 and 31, 32. Oh my gosh, their lineup is just getting saturated and flooded with all these Black Bays. But today I want to talk about a watch that I really believe to be sort of the quintessential flagship Black Bay. Today we are talking about the Tudor Black Bay Ceramic. And this isn't a new model by any means. I think it's been out for 3 or 4 years. So let's get into it. This watch is a 41 millimeter watch with a matte black ceramic case, micro-blasted finish, and monoblock middle case according to the Tudor website. It's 14.5 millimeters thick, which is definitely on the thicker side, but you don't feel that as much on wrist due to sort of a slimmer mid-case design. And it also has a slight doming on that sapphire crystal with a display case back. It's 50 millimeters lug to lug, and it has a 22 millimeter lug width. There's some nice high polish on the bevels that really sort of dress up this watch, as the majority of the watch is more of a brushed finishing, although you do get a very nice sunray finish on the dial and the bezel as well. And it also has slightly off-white hour markers and hands. Very simple 2 lines of text at the 6 o'clock position stating Black Bay and master chronometer. It doesn't tell you any sort of superfluous information there. It's got great legibility in low light situations. There are parts of the watch that are actually PVD treated 316L steel. They have it on the screw down case back, on the knurling of the bezel, so where you grip the edges of the bezel. The crown itself actually has PVD coating, but the rest of the watch is black ceramic, so it's gonna be very scratch resistant. It's gonna be super tough and durable. So the display case back showcases the Tudor manufacturer caliber MT56021U. Beats at 4 Hertz, has a 70-hour power reserve. And the thing that's really cool is that this is one of the first Tudor Black Bays to receive the METAS certification, which was a certification designated by Omega. And I'm not really sure if Tudor sends their watches into, Omega's facilities to get their watches tested. I think that's pretty interesting that they would actually get their watches tested through an outside, one of the biggest competitors. Now, my particular watch has only gained about a second per day, so it's pretty spot on as far as the METAS certification. Now, this watch originally comes on a hybrid rubber leather strap with a deployant clasp, as well as an included NATO strap. I had it on a black, purely rubber strap most of the time, and I think it looked really good with the watch. It's super waterproof. You're not gonna get that with a traditional leather strap. I'm not a huge fan of just leather straps in general for that reason. Oh, and how can I forget? Since we're on the topic of great watches and METAS certifications, let's do a quick wristwatch check. I am wearing the unheralded and highly underrated Omega Railmaster in the black dial variant. Great looking watch. Amazing specs, especially at the price, and especially at the secondary going market prices as well. So excellent watch. I've been really enjoying this, and I'll probably do a review of it sometime in the near future. Hopefully not in another 118 days. Now, how does this watch wear? It wears really well on my 6.75 inch wrist. I think it's very stealthy because it's all blacked out. It's gonna wear very lightweight because of the fact that it's all constructed in ceramic. And sometimes it's good to be a little stealthy. You don't want to draw too much attention. You don't want to be too flashy. It just visually looks smaller because it's an all black watch and it feels lighter. It's kind of deceiving to the eye. It almost looks like a 39 or a 40 millimeter watch. And I really enjoy that. I like the fact that there is that heft, that perceived wrist presence, but there's a perceived lightness and wearability as well. I think the biggest pro is just the wearability factor. It is an extremely legible watch when you just look at the dial. We'll talk about the bezel a little bit later. It's great if you're active and you want to watch where you can wear to the gym and it won't look entirely out of place when you're at work. If it's a super dressy event, yeah, maybe it might be on the more sporty side, but these days people are just throwing on smartwatches. I think I see Apple watches on 90% of wrists, which is pretty insane. Where are the watch enthusiasts at anymore? I feel like they're all over YouTube and Reddit, but you don't see them in the real world. This is really Tudor stepping into the modern arena with the Black Bay. I think with the new Black Bays, the monochrome, Tudor is stepping in the right direction with introducing more Meta certified watches with adjustable clasps. But I think this Black Bay Ceramic, it really is the quintessential Black Bay. It says Black Bay right on there on the dial. It's an all black watch with modern materials. The fact that they did release the blue dial Black Bay Ceramic just goes to show that this is a formula that they are willing to, perhaps expand upon. Now let's talk about some of the cons or the not so greats of this watch, because there's no watch that's perfect. And that's part of this hobby. You're not going to get one perfect watch, even though we, fantasize about having that one nail in the coffin. So let's start with the PVD finishing. So because there's PVD coating, it's not entirely ceramic. I know the Omega Seamaster ceramic is all ceramic, including, the edges of the bezel and the crown. This one's got PVD on the crown and on the case back and on the bezel. And in my experience, unfortunately, this coating does come off. It hangs on a decent amount, but you do start to notice the wear and tear. And that's just not, I don't know, that's a drawback for me. I like the fact that this is an all ceramic watch because of the fact that it's very scratch resistant. But the fact that you can see some of the PVD coating coming off, it just ruins that pristine, all black, stark, stealthy element of the watch. That could just be my OCD talking, but I would love to see Tudor release a version of this Black Bay Ceramic with everything, including the crown and the coin edge bezel and the case back that's entirely ceramic. Another drawback is it doesn't really have the best AR coating, so the legibility can be a little bit limited in certain lighting conditions, but on the whole I found the dial to be very legible. The bezel itself can be a little hard to read because it is all black. There's no contrast, there's no lume or any type of aid that will guide you in low light legibility, and that's something that I would like to see. Lastly, this watch retails for $5,100 MSRP. It's priced at $600 more than your standard Metas Black Bay, the one that was just released, the monochrome. I think that one is priced at around $4,500. I get that this is an all ceramic case. It's something a little bit different. It's off the beaten path of the Black Bay collection, but that pretty significant, more than 10% price gap, I think is gonna put off a lot of customers to potentially buying this watch and choosing it over your standard Black Bay, because more people, they do enjoy that more universal look of the Black Bay on the bracelet. It's more versatile. So there you have it, everyone. That is the review of the Tudor Black Bay Ceramic. I really think this is a great watch, and I think it really represents Tudor stepping into the modern arena and not really being afraid to hold back, not falling back on faux rivets and heritage designs. While those designs are great, I really think that this is Tudor advancing their brand in the right direction, embracing modern materials and modern movements. Let me know what you guys think. Is this the quintessential Black Bay? I know there's a lot of competition, especially within Tudor's own lineup and catalog, But I really think this is a great watch. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.